Okay, hello everybody, and happy April of 2026. I'm here. My name is Dr. Jennifer Gardella, and I am here with Kim, the Executive Director of BCHIP. Kim, how are you doing?
I am well, thanks. Good to be with you today.
Yeah, as always, it's so fun to hear what the updates are around BCHIP. So, you have two big events coming up. The
We
first
do.
is we're going to talk about your annual event, which is on April 23rd. And then the second event we're going to talk about is in conjunction with the Blue Zone Project. So, go ahead.
So we're looking forward to our next annual event. This event has really just grown over the years, and it started out as something a little different, but we keep making it more fun and more engaging. So the event is April 23rd, and it is really a gathering of the health and human service providers in Bucks County. So our health systems are all there, our hospitals are represented, lots of our local physicians, but then we also invite a lot of our nonprofit partners that are addressing the needs, the health and human service needs of our community. So many of those partners are there, and it's just a really great opportunity to come together and highlight all of the work that everybody collaboratively is doing to try to improve the health of people in Bucks County. So that's really the purpose of it.
And where, tell us where it is and what time.
So it's at the community college on April 23rd, which is a Thursday. It's from 5:30 to 8 p.m. A lot of networking opportunities. We play games and have prizes and things like that for those that are really committed to the networking piece. And we do a brief program. It really is not designed to be a lot of talking because we don't want to do that. But we do always recognize our distinguished partners every year. So we're very happy that every year now, the last 3 years, we identify folks that really just step up and go above and beyond to support the work of BCHIP or the health of our community. And so we'll announce our Distinguished Partners Awards those that night, and we will also then have lots of time for networking. Dinner is provided, and cocktails are included. And if people are interested in attending, tickets are still available. You can go to our BCHIP website, which is bchip.org. It's right on the front page there to register. And we always tell our nonprofit friends, or if there's somebody that really wants to attend and cost is a barrier, to please just reach out to us because it's really more to me about the connectiveness than the fundraising. So we really prefer to just have folks join that are interested so they can reach out and ask us for a scholarship if they need to.
Fantastic. So I can say from personal experience that I have attended this event, and it
Yes.
is some of the best networking in Bucks County that happens because of the community that Kim and the team have put around her. So you will find individuals at all levels of the county government, at some of the biggest players whose names I'm not going to mention, but will be around, and you get to rub elbows with them and talk about your business or talk about why you're committed to healthcare in Bucks County. I met the executive directors of a lot of other nonprofits over the years for the times that I have attended, and they tend to get really interesting food, which is unusual for a good networking event. So I always talk about your cheesesteak bar. I had never seen something like this. I'm from Jersey, not Philly, but so I don't know what you're serving at the community college, but I just upped your game a little bit. So
Yes, yes, the food is always great. It really is. And we always do a signature cocktail, which is kind of fun. And sometimes it even includes glitter. Who knows what you're going to get? So we do try to make it engaging and fun. I think this year for dessert we're doing a chocolate fondue bar, and so we try to do things that are a little engaging and more fun.
great. So save your calories that day for, I mean, who doesn't like a good fondue bar? Okay. And what do you guys do with the money?
So the funds that are raised are used to support our BCHIP programming. So whether it's the immunization program or the advanced care planning program, particularly the immunization program this year, we really need to designate some of the funds that are raised for that program. And that's so that we can meet the needs of people that are homebound to get the vaccines that they are interested and need to get. Sometimes folks think, why do people that are homebound need vaccines? But they have family and friends and caretakers that are visiting, and so they're
Yes.
still exposed. And just because someone's homebound doesn't mean they never ever leave their house.
Right.
We want to make sure that we're meeting their needs. So the funds are used for that program. They're used for, like I said, the advanced care planning program, and then any other program needs that we identify throughout the year.
Fantastic. So by attending this, your ticket price is going directly to helping improve the healthcare in Bucks County. So that is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Okay. And you know, in the past, you've had a magician, you've had, like you said, bingo games, lots of things going on. So it's a busy event. So even if you're an introvert, come out, there'll be lots for you to do.
Yes, there really is. And it's just the energy of the event is like you said, is really what is so great because there's all people there are so committed to our community, and just improving the health. And so I think just having that shared interest really brings just a lot of really good energy to the room. And so it is a lot of fun. It is well attended. A lot of our legislators attend as well. I know that Senator Santasiro has responded. Frank Ferry's office is attending. So our senators will be there as well as a lot of our reps. In fact, one of our representatives, I won't give away the surprise, is one of our distinguished partners this year just because of all the work they've committed to one of our programs. So it's very well attended.
Great. Okay. And then I know that the Blue Zones has kicked up some steam again, which is exciting.
It
So why don't
is.
you explain the Blue Zones program and then tell us what's going on?
So for folks who remember, or they may have heard of it, Blue Zones has a great brand awareness. A blue zone are places around the world where people live healthy, fulfilled lives well into their hundreds. And so Blue Zones as an organization did research and found out what were some of the common themes that helped people live these extensive, healthy lives. And they brought that science to different communities throughout the United States. BCHIP participated in the Blue Zones Ignite project with the Blue Zones folks about a year and a half ago. And they, with the support of Senator Steve Santasiro, came out to our community. It really has been the senator that's been driving this work here in Bucks County. They came out and they did an assessment of Bucks County for Blue Zones. And they made recommendations on what we can do to try to improve the health and well-being of our community. So it's not just illness prevention. There's a lot of emphasis on well-being, healthy foods, and they have their 9 pillars of health. But really, in general, to me, I sum up Blue Zones as saying, eat more plant-based foods, move more. And it doesn't have to be aerobics, but just to be move more, and have purpose and connectiveness in your life.
Right.
And so bringing those pieces together is what really some of the science is behind Blue Zones. Unfortunately, we were not able to secure enough funding to move the Blue Zone project along with the Blue Zone folks. There was a pretty hefty cost to that, and we just were not able to sign a contract with them and bring that work forward. However, we did have a significant investment in the assessment. So what we're looking to do is share the results of the assessment and then try to bring this work forward at the most local level with a little bit of funding support, but trying to use some of those principles to do the work at a more granular level with the municipalities and the boroughs. So tomorrow night, the senator is hosting an event at the community college. I believe it is at 7 p.m. And the information for that is on the senator's website to register. And we will be inviting the community to come out and to hear the results of the study, which we're excited to share. And then just kind of fill everybody in on the additional details of what next steps are for Bucks County. We're happy to kind of roll this project out across the county, not just in the senator's district. So we are expanding it to be inclusive of all of the county. And so therefore really trying to also work across party lines to make sure that we're reaching the entire community with this initiative.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if you read up on what is it called? It's that Japanese practice of living life fully. They actually talk about, I'm butchering the name, but the word, but they actually talk about the blue zones and they talk about the areas of the world where they have gone in and studied the people. And just what you said, it's about community and connection. It's playing mahjong, it's
Yeah.
playing pickleball. It's not any amount of like you're not running marathons with your neighbors, but it ends with wine every day,
Yep.
and there's a specific type of wine, and it is healthier eating. It is whole plant-based eating, whole food plant-based eating, I guess you would say.
Mhm.
But also movement, right? So that again is like walking a dog or just walking around your block or gardening, doing things that move through life like you would do back in the olden days.
Well, that's just it. I think
I
we've
know.
really lost that, gosh, it wasn't great because of technology is wonderful. It gives us lots of resources, but it also can be detrimental too, right? No, nothing comes without a cost. And so technology, I think, is some of the challenge. And then, once COVID kind of got us into this whole everything being virtual, just human connectiveness is so challenging. And so Blue Zone talks a little bit about that, but in bringing this project forward, it's one of the priorities we really have for the community is trying to find ways to just continue to connect people.
Right.
We had a meeting yesterday in preparing for tomorrow, and we were talking about, just different opportunities to hear music and how there's so many different ways. So, some of the local communities do them in the summer, they'll do summer park concerts, but you only find out about them if you're living in that very specific community, right? So how do we just kind of make everyone aware of all these different places, like some of the vineyards in our community, like you said, Blue Zone sometimes says have a glass of wine, right? Wine at 5, they call it. But and not that it has to be alcohol driven either. There's lots of other options, but our vineyards in the community have events that you can attend, or there's the Moravian Tile Factory has events, and there's just so many opportunities in Bucks County and I think people don't know to look for them. I just went to a great event at the community college last Friday night. It was a blues festival. I found out about it at noon and bought some tickets and went. So it was fun. And I think that, again, people just aren't aware of all the resources and ways to connect with other people that have shared interest. And so I want to bring a lot of that work to the Blue Zone Project as we move it forward.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And just also, like you said, you don't know what you don't know. So
Yeah.
how would you know to look for concerts in the park if you don't even know that Central Park exists, like in the Doylestown area or whatever that park is called. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was very hard for me when I moved in. You're like, okay. And like we were joking, like, okay, where do I get Mahjong lessons or who
Yeah.
can teach me without some massive investment? Like things have also gotten so expensive that it can be cost prohibitive just to go and sample some wines. You're kind of like, why is it $150? Right. So, in restaurants, you don't have to go out to eat, like cook for your neighbors or it's a very interesting kind of time that we're in. I think the pendulum will swing a little bit, unless we all just start talking to ChatGPT all day and then.
Yeah. I'm hoping that pendulum swings back a little bit. I really
Right.
do, for the sake of our kids and our communities, for sure.
So April 23rd, the BCHIP big event, Bucks County Treasures get together with members of the Bucks County community to support the work of BCHIP. And again, for all my networking friends, it is a great opportunity to see people out and about. And then tomorrow night, come out to the community college, learn about the Blue Zones and how you can be a part of it. And I do know people that are coming, so it will be well
Good.
attended.
Good. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. There's been a lot of interest. And I've always said when we did this work, when we started it, I've been doing public health initiatives here in Bucks County for more years than I choose to admit. And with very little advertising, we had a huge response. So there's a lot of brand awareness to the Blue Zones. So we're hoping to carry that brand awareness into the work we want to do, but we won't be able to call it Blue Zones because clearly there's trademarking issues
Oh,
there.
yeah, right.
So we'll be asking the community tomorrow night for some ideas about what they think they want to call it here for Bucks County. So we'll see.
Oh,
So come
that's
out.
interesting.
Yeah. I hope that folks will be able to join us and come out and give us their feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, Kim, we'll see you the next time you have exciting things to report.
Looking forward to it.